Make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to get the videos as soon as they upload.
How are you doing as I check our connection? Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back. Have you guys seen Disney Plus Marvel 616 yet? I recommend you guys give this a watch. There's 8 episodes. To be honest, I only watched 1 episode. There's another episode that's supposed to be great, episode 8 about Dan Slott. I've only watched episode 6, and it was really inspiring and mind-opening, to say the least, about this episode. And there was so many cool things, from figure photography to the conception and completion of an action figure. And I thought that was the most eye-opening part for me, because I always wanted to see how Hasbro does it. So to see the process was very eye-opening. And I wanted to give you my opinion on it. Episode 6, Unboxed. Now, of course, this was a bittersweet thing for me to see, because I really wanted to be part of Hasbro. I still do want to be part of Hasbro somehow, somewhere. Especially in this department, this field, this particular project is something I would love to be part of. As you may know, I've been making custom action figures, Spider-Man action figures, for the last 4 years, and I really love this field. I love the community, and as vague as this video and process may seem, I still think everyone needs to watch this just to see and get a better perspective on how action figures are created from Hasbro and the team. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to play some of the video for you. I'm going to speed some of it up, but a lot of it is going to be normal speed, so bear with me.
Hasbro, you take the Marvel brand incredibly seriously, and when you're around the product and around the development cycle, it makes me feel young.
I agree with that line 100%. I also believe that the more I'm around action figures and the community, I do feel younger. I feel more positive, and I feel like I want to have more fun rather than keep this wall up that I've developed over the years from the world. So I agree with that statement. Action figures are fun and they make me feel young. They make me connect more with my son.
What you see all around you is our working archive. We try to look at this wall and see what we've made in the past and what can we use that we can turn into a whole new figure by just adding a few new pieces. So it's really fun. We pull things down, we see if they fit, if they would work, and we mix and match, playing a three-dimensional puzzle game with all these action figures to build new ones.
What Dwight just confirmed is the practice of reusing old parts to create new figures and accessories. And I think that's great. A lot of people have an issue with that. I think it's pretty opportunistic that you can take something old and revamp it to something new, and you wouldn't even really know. A lot of people don't really know unless you're a Marvel Legends expert, like a lot of reviewers and most collectors these days. We're all experts in our own way.
Today we're working on Cyborg Spider-Man. He's about as 90s as they get. We find all these awesome images of different versions of him from the comics that he appeared in.
Like most customizers, but I'll speak for myself here, we also grab reference shots to try to create an exact replica or very, very almost accurate action figure in resemblance to its comic counterpart. So to see them do it, it's pretty interesting. I love that.
Then the design team takes over.
Whoa, the recipe, take a look. This is interesting. I love to see this. I wish that I could read it better, but this is interesting to see.
Then that's when we draw out what the figure looks like, and we turn that over to sculpting. Our sculptors take our 2D illustrations and they turn them into 3D.
Now you guys know most of the Marvel Legend bodies are already created. Once in a blue, they'll make something completely new for a movie part or something that they'll just need to retool new parts. But for the most part, the bodies are already sculpted, so they'll just have to work around the body.
If you look at it compared to the reference, his eyes are a little bit high, so we have to fix that. We can start fixing the shape, the overall size, start pulling it down to where you want it. It's all subtle things, but you have to remember, at the end of the day, these heads are only the size of about a US penny. So it's the little things that matter.
Spitting facts, because it is the little things that matter. And also it's very interesting to see Dwight get hands-on and move the eye in the creator program. But I think he probably moved it on purpose just to kind of tool it down to see that he does something. I don't know. But it's interesting to see that he's actually putting in some work.
Then I usually just want to get the colors roughed out. That shows where I want the colors to go. So you can just bulk in the forms. See, this is kind of fun. It's like Bob Ross with your happy little paintbrush. You know, Spider-Man, looking at the reference over there, he's still primarily red and blue with some cool techie stuff.
Man, that looks so real already. I want that program. Man, I need that. I need something like that, man. I can make mad prototypes and what?
Once we get this complete, we'll work with our model department, and that's where you meet Laura.
Oh, this is it. Take a quick look at the parts breakdown. That's how most customizers will set their parts when it comes to airbrushing. Turning on the air filtration system for the airbrush.
Dwight passes the
and then pouring the paint inside the brush, which looks like a lot of paint. I don't know how much she has to paint, but it looks like that's a lot of paint. I'm cheap with paints because I can't afford them, you know what I mean?
When Dwight passes the baton to me, now it's my turn to come up with an awesome paint scheme. Finding ways to use paint to accentuate what's already there in the sculpt is kind of what I aim to do.
Listen to what she said. She said, Dwight passes the baton to me, and then it's up to me, her, to come up with a paint scheme to accentuate the figure, whatever she said. But the point was, she said that she has a little control in the paint colors and schemes and the choices she gets to choose for colors, which is very interesting. Because if you go back just a little bit, you can see that it was Dwight who picked the specific color. He went from dark blue to a lighter blue. But then later on, you'll see. Another quick look at the parts drying now from the paint she applied.
I like the idea that my job is like bringing these characters into the reader's worlds so they can have a little piece of them.
Very well said. But real quick, does anybody know what kind of paints those are? They look like Vallejo. I'm not sure. I've only have used those once or twice. I'm kind of a Model Masters guy, but if anybody knows, let me know.
I do always like diving in and doing super detailed stuff.
Two things I'd like to point out and possibly criticize. Hope no one gets mad at me. But that paint looks extremely thick and chunky. But I don't know what kind of paint that is, so I guess that may be the way it flows. And two, take a look at this head. Although she's painting the black around that cybernetic eye, take a look at those web lines. I've noticed that those are not painted on. Those are in fact decals. You can see the plastic edging on the outside of that black line. And when I saw that, I was so surprised. I was heartbroken almost. I was really heartbroken because I thought that they do them by hand. I mean, obviously I know they don't do them by hand. I know the machine does it. But I wasn't aware that the prototype was made with decals. I thought that it would be someone hand painting it. But I get it. It's a time saver to just use decals than having to precisely go over the same line again and again. And because Hasbro is a big corporation, I get it. But if any customizer were to do this, it'd be considered cheating.
It's like diving in and doing super detailed stuff. I just get in the zone, and that's when I feel my best as a person, honestly.
You heard what she said again? She gets in the zone to feel her best personally. And that's true. When you're in the zone and you're working hard, you feel great.
When I first started, I couldn't even drink coffee, or at least I didn't think I could because I was so nervous that my hand would shake too much. But over the years, I adapted to, 2 cups a day.
I can relate, but here's the thing. I'm 2 years Red Bull free. I used to drink Red Bull every day and smoke cigarettes. I know you guys didn't even know that, did you? I was a wacky tobacco guy. But for 2 years now, I haven't smoked any cigarettes or any Red Bulls. But Red Bulls went great with painting because it keeps me up in all the times of nights. And usually I'm kind of a nocturnal person. I don't want to say I'm an insomniac, but I really don't sleep. You see right now it's like 4 in the morning and I'm working on this video. I say that to say this. I would contribute the amount of work I've done to the nights of no sleep and Red Bulls. Because since a kid, creativity came at nighttime. It always sparked me after midnight. I don't know what it was. Once midnight hits, I want to stay awake. My brain just goes on a non-stop running trip, and that's the reason why I think I made so many customs in the last few years.
It's always awesome when I finish to go back to Dwight. Hey, how's it going?
Good, what we got today?
Cyborg Spider-Man.
Cyborg Spider-Man. This looks fantastic. Did we say with classic colors or did we update the blue?
This is the part. He says, did we stay with classic colors or did we update the blue? And she responds with,
I say pretty classic.
Cool. Yeah, I think it works. Awesome. How long till you have it all wrapped up?
End of day, I'll be done.
Excellent. Cool.
she says, I stayed pretty classic, which indicates she had creative control in color choosing. And I think that's awesome if that's true. Then he hits her with the question of when will this be done? And she says by the end of the day. And if that's true, kudos to you, kid, because that's a lot of work to finish by the end of the day. And if you look closely, you can see there's no webs or outline. It's just red and blue. And even though it's decals, it'll still take a fair amount of time.
These little plastic figures, they've transcended toy. They're more than that.
So she attached the shoulder to the shoulder joint, but the peg is somewhere in there. I don't know how that connects. I don't even know how that's even functional. I don't believe that that's functional. I know it's a prototype. It doesn't have to be. I know it just has to look good. But from here, what happens? I wonder, do they take this and they 3D scan it and make, like, I don't know how it works from here, because I know that this isn't fully what we got, right? I don't know how to describe it.
Working on something that reaches across and touches so many people in so many different ways, and it's so
That is pretty much a cane logo. And I've painted that several times. So to see it in decal form is like, man, I wish I can get them because I'd probably use them. But I still think it's cheating.
levels. That's powerful stuff, man.
Shout out to Laura because making that isn't easy. And even though they're decals, I'm not trying to undermine it. I know that lining them up symmetrically and being patient and looking all day is a pain in the butt. So trust me. And I read one of your comments on Instagram. She said something about her dirty fingernails. See, I don't feel so bad. You guys be dissing my nails all the time. That's just the way it is. So I relate to that. Shout out to you. Shout out to Dwight. Shout out to the Hasbro. Shout out to the Marvel team. Everyone affiliated with Marvel Legends because it's a fun ride, guys. I get excited to see this behind the scenes kind of stuff because it makes me feel like we're not so far away from corporate, right? And I think we all want to have a corporate feeling or affiliation somewhere, somehow. To the point where I might have gotten too excited after watching this because I hit up Dwight on Instagram with a long message, and it probably wasn't the right thing to do. Not that it was bad. I was just like, where I'm from, they say closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't speak up, you won't get anything. And I've applied twice through the Hasbro company, but I know sometimes they require students or to be in the in-student program, and I'm not. So I always get bummed out after reading some of the descriptions. But I did hit up Dwight, and I left him a long message. I'm not going to share it with you because I think it's like a guy trying to holler at a girl who's like way out of his league, right? That's what I feel like right now. I'm just a guy trying to hit on some chick who's way out of my league and hoping that she looks down once and says, "Yeah, you're kind of cute." So that's what I'm looking for. But I really would love to be part of this company. And people know that I kind of base my style off Hasbro. The reason why I make the customs the way I do is because I want them to resemble Hasbro as much as I can. I enjoy their style of art. I enjoy their articulation in a lot of the figures, minus the female figures, but I think they'll improve on that eventually. I don't know what else to say. Maybe I'll apply one day later on when I know I'm fully ready. I think I'm ready now, honestly. I think I do great over there. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I think given the opportunity, I definitely would not let them down. That's the most I could say. Let me know what you guys think about this entire Marvel 616 if you saw it. Let me know what you think about my customs. Let me know what you thought about the decals. Let me know what you thought about everything. Whatever it is you think about, just let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. Click the notification bell. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, of course, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
If you choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody.